Welcome everyone to the latest installment of Bozzelli's Wine TV. What just happened there, Tracy? We don't care. This is the most interesting wine channel on the internet. Why are we the most interesting wine channel on the internet? Because we consider wine a food. Thank you, Tracy. You are the best. This is her Uncle John. This is a uncle. How's everyone doing today? This is an uncle niece package deal here today. We love them. They're with Johnson Brothers Distributing Company, based out of Minnesota, now here in Virginia. So we welcome the Johnson family to our little nook of Virginia today. And I thank you, John, for bringing 1,000 stories today. These guys were pioneers at aging wine in bourbon barrels. They're a mega producer, but they do it in small batches somehow. I don't know. This man does. So thanks for coming today, guys. And you know, we always start the show, John and Tracy. We like to know, and you know, how many viewers are we up to, Bailey? We got.
We're about 1,500.
1,500. That's not too shabby. But those. Okay, thank you, Bailey. But those 1,500 viewers, they want to know a little bit about you guys, how you guys got into the business. Let's, ladies first. Tracy, how'd you get your start in the wine game?
Through my uncle. John.
Through your uncle. Okay, that makes sense.
You know, we keep it in the family. I didn't know anything about wine except that I like to drink it. And I worked for Shoppers for like 19 years, and I was kind of just over it. And, you know, me and John got to talking one day, and he was like, you should, you know, come, you should try to, you know, whatever, interview for Service or Johnson Brothers, because it's fun, good, you know.
Awesome, awesome. And for those that don't know, yeah, she likes to drink wine, and then Shoppers is a local grocery store chain. Yeah. I grew up going to Shoppers. Were you in the wine department by chance?
No, I was in bookkeeping, so you rarely ever saw me. I was always in the office doing the everything with money, bills, you know, inventory, you name it, counting tills, all that stuff.
Okay, that's good. We need to talk. Can you help me with my taxes?
No, absolutely not. No.
All right, Uncle John, how'd you get your start?
Uncle John, I've been with Service Distributing. We were just purchased with Johnson Brothers. So now here in Virginia, we're Johnson Brothers Service Distributing. But I started about 37 years ago. I was with a company called Best Products, and that was a catalog store that way back when, but we were one of the first stores in Shirlington that got wine in there as a wine department.
Interesting.
So
Best had a wine department.
Had a wine department.
Wow.
So I found myself always over in the wine section, tasting wine, and probably not doing what I should have been doing in the other part of the store. But and then I found out there was an opening. I interviewed 3 times finally, and then the last interview, the gentleman said, "Do you want this job?" And I said, "Are you offering it to me?" He goes, "Yes, I am." I said, "Yeah, I'll take it." And I've been with this company for 37 years now, so it's kind of like family here. And I've probably known Mike for how long?
Yes, when we actually got into the wine business, he was the first person to come in and show me the ropes. As a distributor, show me the ropes. I think my first wine order was with John, so props to John. Yeah, we have a very close relationship, and that's why I really want to have John on the show. It's long overdue. He's a busy man. She's a busy lady, but he brought some good juice today from Mendocino County, California, probably one of the most beautiful pieces of land in the world. I've actually been to Mendocino. I haven't been to Napa yet, but John's going to send me there on his private jet, and or we get the Gallo.
All the show is true. The private jet part is not.
But we can start anywhere you like. If you want to start with the Chard or the Cab or the Zin, wherever you want to start this tasting, John.
I would love to start with the Chard. I know it's kind of early in the morning, but this is really, truly the best time to taste wine. It's supposedly before people have had a cigarette, their coffee, whatever the case may be, so you really get the true taste of the wine before you've had anything else. So we're going to start with the Chardonnay. So it's 1,000 stories, and as Mike said, it is one of the first wines that is aged in bourbon barrels. It's also aged in French and American oak. Then another batch is aged in used bourbon barrels, which gives a little more flavor to it. And then they're all aged in neutral bourbon barrels, which just softens it up. So, as Mike was saying, this Chardonnay is from Monterey, Arroyo Seco, which is in the colder area, and you want your shards in the colder area. The grapes mature on their own, the sugar retains in them, and it is just a natural flavor to it.
So where on this map is Monterey?
That map, see, I love Mike. Mike is showing me Italy.
So glad you didn't ask me.
So if there's an Italian, if there's a Monterey there, I will point it out. Pretend this is California, and Monterey is going to be up north.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Note to production: we need a map of California.
So, 3 areas. You have Mendocino, you got Monterey, and you got Lodi. This Chardonnay.
Lodi stands for Land of Dumb Italians, right?
Yes, it does.
No.
So I can make those jokes because I'm Italian, but if you're not Italian, that's not very nice. But
Now, you guys may remember way back when you would take the cork, and if you were at a restaurant, they would present it to the host. Well, nowadays that doesn't matter, but in the early days of wine, there were no labels on the bottle. So what was the name of the wine in the cork?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the cork. So you couldn't take this wine and say it's from California, and all of a sudden the cork says, hey, Italian, whatever.
we need to bring that back, John. That is so cool.
Oh, it is really, I mean,
It is good.
and it was part of the whole program of pouring and entertaining the guests at the table.
Thank you.
Wine is all about, I mean, it's a show.
It's a sensory spectacular. I mean, people, they think it's just about drinking wine. No, there's so many
Right.
facets.
So many. Now you see Mike actually doing, swirling it. What that does, it opens up the flavor of the wine. It lets it breathe a little more.
And you would even do that with a Chardonnay, John, because I know that people typically do it with big cabs.
Yeah.
You do it with a Chardonnay.
You do it with a Chardonnay
Yeah,
too.
do it with
Okay.
a Chardonnay as well.
Okay.
And
I
then
feel like anything that's been freshly opened.
Excellent.
You know.
Excellent.
Best thing to do is, you smell it, get your nose in the glass. Don't get your nose wet, but get it down low enough that you can smell that, and you get that flavor out of it, and then you taste it, and not all the time is the nose and the taste going to be the same. Most of the time it is, but not all the time.
Tracy, I know you're a Chard drinker.
I am, no, I'm.
Oh, oops. Okay,
I prefer
production.
that. Yeah.
Okay, I have Tracy down as a Chard drinker.
Yeah.
Notes of production. Tracy's
I'll
not.
drink it.
Okay, so what is your preferred varietal?
Blends. I'm really into blends or zins.
See, she's hip. She's and blends are hot right now,
Blends
John.
are probably one of the
They're
hottest.
so good.
Were blends hot 20 years ago, John?
No,
No.
No.
You couldn't get. Was anybody even making
nobody
blends?
was making them.
Nobody was making
Yeah.
blends 20 years ago.
You'd want a cab, you'd want a Pinot Noir. Back then, you'd want a Merlot, which was huge. But
Merlot's making a comeback.
yeah,
Merlot's making a
They
comeback.
are.
And so this is awesome. I mean, you got the hip niece, you got the uncle who's been in the game for years. John, what is like the biggest change, like to you that over the course of your time in the business, you think is the biggest change in the wine business?
people. What's good about the wine business, it does change all the time. I mean, 1 year or 2 years, it could be I got to have a Chardonnay that has like an oak tree in it, or I want a Chardonnay that is only stainless steel. That'll change all the time. Chardonnay is still the fastest, not the fastest, I apologize. It is the biggest varietal sold, Chardonnay. I mean, but you have Sauvignon Blancs, you have Pinot Grigios doing well. The big thing that really has changed over those years is what we talked about earlier, are the red blends. They have become much more easier to drink. They're not a big cab, but they're not a light Merlot or Pinot Noir. They'll have a little bit of cab in it, maybe Merlot, Petit Syrah in the blend, and that's what people enjoy. And tannins, I'm not there yet, but we'll talk about them when we get to the reds, because that's going to be what you don't taste them, but you feel them. And a lot of people, the tannins are harsh for them. They don't like them, so they like the blend. It's a smaller, softer tannin in it.
Plus, I feel like you can get really creative with a blend. They're starting to get really creative. There's all different grapes you can combine and create.
You're right.
something.
You're right. I'm seeing newer blends every day.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So should we taste?
Yeah, this is actually really
Sorry,
good. I'm
Mike.
not gonna
I've
lie.
been tasting.
I've been
I
tasting too.
apologize.
Yeah. Wait, wine doesn't go to waste over here.
I do want to add one thing about the Chardonnay. Because they're charred barrels with the
It's actually
bourbon,
pretty good.
there is a touch of Viognier in here. So you have a Chardonnay
You can
Viognier.
taste that.
Again, it's considered a blend, but it has enough percentage of Chardonnay in there that they call it a Chard.
Do you want to let them know what the percentage is supposed to be for like when you have like it has to be a certain amount to be called a cab or Chard?
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
That's
Yeah.
my niece right there. See, she's always telling me.
I'm learning.
So in the U.S., it has to be 75% of that particular grape, Chardonnay, Zinfandel, Cabernet, to be in the bottle, so they can call it a Chard, Zin, or Cab. If it's less than that, then it becomes a white blend or a red blend or whatever the case it may be.
So 75% is the bar in America.
Yes,
Yes. Okay. For every varietal,
every varietal.
you have to have at least 75% of that one grape, guys, before to be considered whatever it is, a Cab, Zin, or a Chard.
Correct.
Smash that like button. John is dropping knowledge bombs like no tomorrow. Smash that like. How many viewers are we up to on the live stream, Bailey?
We're about 2,000.
2,000? And how many comments do we have? Comments and questions?
No questions.
No
but
que-
Everyone's loving it.
Everyone's loving it?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Doing good, guys.
Hey.
Doing good.
I appreciate and we appreciate the opportunity to come in here and do this. So, I mean, I am, as Tracy said, she loves wine. I am very passionate about wine. I love it. So, believe it or not all wine goes with all food. So that'd be for another day, maybe.
But I was going to just ask you, what would you pair with this Chard, John?
This Chard you could pair with chicken,
I finished it.
sushi, actually like a pasta,
Yeah.
Okay.
pasta, what is it, carbonara? Something like
Carbonara.
that,
It's so versatile, this Chard. And just like John was saying, you don't taste a big oak tree in here. I don't taste any stainless minerality, but some minerality though. It's got some minerality on the finish, but wow, very well rounded.
It's very well rounded.
And then
Go ahead.
no, you go ahead, Tracy.
I can definitely taste the Viognier a little bit. I feel like that makes it a little bit softer at the
Thank
end,
you.
know?
And Viognier is one of the grapes that we really specialize in Virginia, right?
We do.
Yeah.
We are the kings of Viognier. She is the queen of Viognier. Yes.
Please notice her glass is already empty.
I
Mike
know.
and
I
are
know. I
sipping.
told you. I don't waste. I just.
The queen of Viognier. I smash that like button, people. I will cancel this show. I'm not playing with you guys anymore. Guests like these, come on.
But as Mike said, it's very soft, very rounded. It goes through that malolactic fermentation, which changes the apple acid to a milk acid. So that's where you get the creaminess from it. But,
And I feel like it's a crowd pleaser. If you like a little bit of oak or butter, you can taste a little bit in there. But if you aren't into like the butter bomb Chards and like a little bit more like a stainless steel one, not that that's stainless steel, but it kind of can please everybody. It's really well. It's like right in the middle.
Now, how much, guys? That's what everyone wants to know.
Oh,
People are price conscious these days. We're paying $4 at the pump. How much is this? I'm just gonna set them back, John. Just roughly retail.
Roughly?
Yes, sir. Retail.
retail.
15.
$15, guy, for this kind of Chard with. I think it's got like a $40 flavor profile, John.
Really good.
Right, Tracy?
Yep.
So if we went out on a date and I brought this bottle, you would be impressed.
I would definitely be impressed.
Wow.
Yep.
See what I did there, guys? We'll talk about the date later. That's private. That's private. Okay. All right. But we can segue to the cab or Zin, whatever you like, John.
I found two words before we go on there that a lot
Yes.
of people use the word, or at least they laugh when I say it. Would be also a porch pounder.
Yeah,
That's
pork
Chardonnay.
pounder, yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know, maybe that
Yeah.
means something else. I don't know.
Well,
but
I
it
mean-
is easy to
Well,
drink.
Could go another way.
Couch pounder is a common theme on this show, but this is a family-oriented show.
Porch sipper.
Porch sipper, but yes. But wherever you want to pound it, this is. Oh, that came out. That did not come out right. Wherever you want to enjoy this delicious Chardonnay, you're welcome to do that.
Yes.
Yes, we live in a beautiful, free country.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Yes, yes.
And
Should
we're
we
moving
move
on. Yeah.
If you like, I'm in your hands. 1 for 1 out the gate.
1 for 1. All right, so the next one is Zinfandel, 1,000 Stories Zin, which is, this is a delicious Zin, but a lot of people think Zins are good in wintertime because they're a big red and everything, but Zins are probably the best wine to have in the summer for barbecues. And everybody barbecues because there's so many different sauces, but well, I wish you all were tasting this with us, but when we taste it, you'll get the fruit flavor up front, and it goes with barbecue from North Carolina, Washington, wherever. But it's just a smooth wine. This one does have a little bit of Petit Verdot in it.
I say Petit Verdot.
Petit Verdot.
This is my favorite out of the line.
Really?
So
Okay.
good, yeah.
Tracy's
You
lips.
can, you'll definitely taste a little bit of the bourbon,
Okay.
just a little bit on the end.
Nice.
Now, because
Really
this is a red wine, it will be aged in a little longer in bourbon barrels, and the top of it will be charred a little more, just so it compensates and works well with the red Zinfandel grape.
And I feel like there's a reason we went from Chard to Zin as opposed to
Cab.
Chard to Cab.
Yes. So when we do tastings, and it is a hard job that we do, and thank you all, you go from the lightest wine that we have to the heaviest. In this case, it'll be the Chardonnay, Zinfandel, and then the fullest will be the Cab. If we had something very sweet or sparkling, we would finish with that, because if we started with a sweet wine, then everything else is going to taste a little tart and off. In the case, it is not.
But you could start with the sparkling as a palate cleanser. Just
Right.
FYI, I'm gonna clean that palate a little bit. You can start with that.
You'd start with the
I'm giving
champagne?
Tracy
Yeah, you can start with the champagne.
Champagne will cleanse the palate,
Yeah, champagne is the best cleanser.
like a Pepsi.
Like a Pepsi.
Way better than a Pepsi.
Okay.
No, you got Pepsi's good, Trace.
Hey,
Oh,
Pepsi.
Pepsi's great. Yeah. No, I like Pepsi. I like wine better, but I like Pepsi.
You can say whatever you want, Tracy. You are family. You are family. Wow, look at this color, John.
Oh, the color's beautiful. Now, when we're doing this also, is a couple things. When we swirl it in the glass, we call the wine coming down from the glass legs of wine.
It's got
Legs
good
of wine will do two things. It tells you about the body of wine, and it kind of tells you how much alcohol is in it. So the
Oh.
first wine, the Chardonnay, was about 14% alcohol. The Zinfandel is going to be about 15%, and then the Cab, well, Zinfandel is going to be about 15 to 15 and a half, and this will be about 14 to 15% the
So
Cab.
this is high alcohol
This
content.
Yeah.
will sneak up on you.
That's why Tracy likes this one. There's
it's the
always
best
a
one.
reason.
It's the best.
Okay, let's taste. This didn't need to open up, John.
Usually a Zin does not need to open up, but I will tell you, Mike, it will change from the
tasty.
first glass to the second glass.
It will.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
delicious.
I wish you guys were on this adventure with us, but you can be. All these wines are available on casewinelife.com, where we have free shipping on most cases. We definitely have free shipping on all orders over $175. In 1,000 Stories, we've been selling this for some time now, thanks to John and Tracy. So like I said, casewinelife.com, people. And I'm going to take my sip.
And definitely try it.
Summer's coming up, and if you guys like to barbecue or grill out, a great wine and one of the best wines will be a Zinfandel. I'd love it to be 1,000 Stories in, but if there's not one near you, but Mike can send it to you.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
try another Zin then. But I do recommend 1,000 Stories because it's done so well.
It's got or packs a punch.
Oh, it definitely packs a punch.
You think so,
yes, yes.
Tracy?
I mean, maybe not. Yeah, it's very good, but it'll sneak up on you.
Wow.
It definitely will. And I feel like the more it opens, the more you're gonna taste the bourbon a little bit at the end. It's so good, and it's easy to drink. Too easy.
So generally on your tastings, this performs the best?
This is my personal opinion. I happen to like that the best. So, I mean, everybody's different, everybody's palate's different, but I prefer the Zin over the other two. They're all delicious, all of them, but the Zin for sure.
And it's not hard selling these. I mean, once you get it past their lips, they're buying.
Yep.
Once you all try it.
Wow. How many viewers are we up to?
We literally just went viral. We are literally passing 1 million views.
John, you're internet famous. He's internet famous.
Over 20,000 comments.
Wait, okay, read one of the comments.
They are loving it and they love the price. They said the price is unbeatable.
Wow. Are they saying anything about John's tie?
Yeah. Was it?
Please notice it's got the
yeah,
Capitals
yes.
on it. If they're
Oh, yeah.
hockey fans.
Oh yeah.
I know all the hockey fans probably zeroed in on John's tie.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Good for you, John. That was perfect.
Woo-hoo!
Perfect.
Team John, Team Tracy. Yes.
This is
awesome.
exciting.
I know,
I love
I'm
this.
excited.
This is exciting.
Woo!
Then viral. I mean, I don't even know anything about that. Like my
No.
daughter would. But yeah, it's exciting.
You're great. You're
What do you
great.
think?
This Zin is great.
It is.
I'm
It's-
buying.
yeah,
How many
it's really good.
cases can you drop me tomorrow? Or well, tomorrow's Saturday, but for Monday.
As many as you like.
Well, you have
Just get
inventory
it in for
Monday.
two.
You have inventory
But you
Monday.
have delivery day Monday. So you're good. Thank God you're good.
So Tracy, in your business, the logistics of wine. Can you talk about that? Because everyone thinks you're just drinking wine all day. Tell them a little bit about the logistics, Tracy.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be. There's really nothing negative except you drive around everywhere. But you don't just, we don't just sit around and drink wine. We have to we're sales, but we're trying to offer a service. So we're educating and making menus and planning dinners, tastings.
But you have cutoffs.
Oh, yes, we have to know.
When's your cutoff?
You should know this.
I don't.
3:30, 2 o'clock today.
I am a repeat offender
Yes,
of
yes.
not meeting the cutoffs.
But we don't mind.
But generally, I mean, how many people miss the cut? Am I the only one?
Oh my God, I don't know how many accounts are watching this.
It's
A
okay.
lot.
Everyone loves you,
Yes.
Tracy. Stop.
A
Wait,
lot,
wait, come
a
in.
lot.
You're human. They're human, and you're very understanding. I needed 2 cases of something yesterday, and she said, "Mike, it's like 10 p.m. I'm watching Grey's Anatomy," but she dropped it off
Yay.
the next day. Bam, Team Tracy.
Benefits everybody.
It's
Yes.
hard to say no, but
I usually don't say no. I in my head I am, but no, I would never say
what's
no.
also nice about this job, you develop so many rapport and friendships,
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
it's a hard thing when you're a friend with somebody, even though it's business, and I need my wine tomorrow. I can't get it to you tomorrow. I can get to you the next day or something, but
Yeah.
So hopefully
But you
they
do.
understand.
Yeah.
So how much are we paying for this delicious Zin, John?
The Zen would be probably around 16,
Yeah, I think
17,
they're all
$16. They're all pretty
yeah.
close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing's breaking. Well, we haven't had the cab yet, but nothing's really breaking $20.
No, nothing will.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It
Not
won't.
to my knowledge, I didn't.
I love. Yeah, we're trying to deliver value to everyone in America. Very sensitive to everyone's facing the same inflationary pressure,
yes.
and we will, as long as we can maintain these prices, we will.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
yes, sir.
Yes, that was delicious.
Well, now, again, I think I was the first one finished today. I don't know.
I was
do
going
like
a little
the Zen.
slower.
So again, I hope you all try the Zen. I think they all pair extremely well with food. But the thing we haven't talked about really is the wine we love, but even with food, when you pair it with food, it's going to be even better. We say the wine is the amplifier of food, so it lifts it up. And
Vice
I've got to
versa.
tell the truth,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
food lifts up the wine as well.
And we are drinking California wines today. This is not the Cali Cab show. We
Oh, yeah?
tried it. We have one, but we're trying to broaden your palate. That's why John brought us in. Not one of the most popular varietals by any
No.
stretch of the imagination,
But
right?
if you ask me what my favorite
So
red is,
good.
Yes,
believe it or not, it is the red Zen.
Yeah.
it's the Red Zin.
Red Zin.
Okay,
Yeah.
but we respect everyone's palate. We are trying to broaden your palate. That's why we say it's not the Cali Cab show. But John brought a phenomenal Cali Cab and saved the best for last, I think.
We did
Okay.
the heaviest anyway.
The heaviest.
Yeah.
Okay, we can just pop that baby. I mean, you're going viral, so I know they want us to try
I
the
wanna
cab.
Say, yeah, I'm going to say something that hopefully you know, it helps everybody is when you hear a lot of wine people talk about the body of wine, you know, but somebody could say, what the heck is a body of wine? You know, the best way to describe it is I use milk. So if you have a Pinot Noir, really light body, I'd say that is like skim milk. Everybody's had skim milk, how light that is. You know, a Merlot is like 2%, and then you get to the big boys and it's like whole milk.
Yep, that's a perfect way to describe it.
I think so. I've never heard it described like that. Thank you, John. Knowledge bomb. Smash that like button. How many likes are we up to, Bailey?
Oh my gosh, 50,000.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Any comments on any comments on Tracy right here?
Thank you.
Okay.
They love you.
Okay.
I know. I was gonna say, I love her scarf, so I know they're rating. I was gonna say, any comments on how they were rating yourself, but I love that scarf.
Thank you.
I wish I could pull it off.
The highlight, everyone's. Yeah.
Oh,
you look snatched. They're
Oh, yay!
I knew it.
I'm learning how to do my makeup now.
Another
too.
comment.
I'm
Who's
learning.
the old guy across from?
No, I'm learning, and it just I did the little shimmer today. I was trying.
All right.
Yay! All right, I haven't had this in a while, so it's gonna be like brand new for me.
I love the
cab.
label. I love the label. And people drink labels, right, John?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, the
People
packaging's
drink
really
labels.
nice. on
You
all of it,
you
yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
You think so, Tracy?
I do.
It's a nice, yeah.
So
It's like sophisticated.
so if I brought this to your Thanksgiving dinner, you guys welcome me in with open arms.
Open arms. I even have food for you.
You,
That.
what a guy! I really want to come to one of your Thanksgiving.
Oh.
We
Oh,
should
it is
should
a
film that.
show.
You know what?
It
That would be
is, yeah.
great.
You want to do that?
I would love to do that.
That is, you can
We've
do
had
it fine.
plenty of food. We have like 20 people come.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's so much fun, and that's a show in itself. Our family should be on a show.
We need to do this. We need to do this.
All right.
Okay, the big Cali cab. Is it a big Cali cab, John?
It is a big cab. It's not a Napa, you know, but it is from Mendocino. It is from Lodi, which is one of the up-and-coming areas for Cabernets now. And it's just the tannins are there, but they're soft, and they won't. I don't think this is a wine that will give you a headache because the tannins are not that harsh on them.
Okay. So where's Lodi on this map?
Lodi on the Italian map would be probably somewhere around here.
Okay.
Okay, because you want it to be the warmer area because it's red. So
Doesn't Italy look like California?
Sure.
No, I mean it does. It's like angled,
if
slant.
we angled it, if we
Kinda.
turned it a little bit, yeah,
Who flipped it?
yeah.
You think so?
And you know, Sicily kind of looks like Hawaii.
Sicily looks like Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel. You know what? What does Sardinia look like? Indiana?
That or
Oh my gosh.
Indiana? What do you think,
Indiana
Tracy?
somehow got
Graduated
separated.
Many years ago. I would not know.
You just graduated last year. Stop it.
sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So let's try this big Cali cab.
Hey, I'm excited.
This is a nice cab. Really nice cab.
Wow. Wow. Mid palate. Hello.
Now all
good.
cabs will, because of the tannins, will kind of dry your mouth out. You get that pucker,
Yeah.
you know, but that's what the tannins do. And in a cab, they do it. So a lot of times you'll buy a cab and they're going to be better in 5 to 8 years. But if you're like our family, if I have friends over and that's my favorite cab, it's not waiting. It's not going to last 5 or 8 years because I'm going to serve it again.
Like with your favorite neighbor.
I do have a couple of good neighbors. This is in my neighborhood
yes.
now.
Yep. We
Before I
do.
did not really.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
They built the fence on the wrong side of your
Yeah,
property.
That fence was it was all enclosed. It was more like, I think it even had barbed wire on the
Oh
top
my
of it.
gosh. Where you used to live? It's-
It was a small, where I used to live.
yeah.
I didn't know any of the neighbors really. They
One-
knew me
Oh, yeah.
because I guess my voice was a little loud.
Really?
Oh yeah, I don't know why.
After like
That
the
is-
second
definitely
bottle?
is.
After the
Just
second
after the second
Yeah.
bottle?
No
Of
problem.
that second Magnum bottle, maybe. Now, do you guys sell a lot of Magnums? I always wonder this. We really don't.
Magnums
I
are really
don't.
good for parties, and it's like a show. So instead of pouring a 750, Magnum. Well, the next size up would be a 1.5, which is 2 bottles. But then you get into a Magnum, which would be
Three.
4.
I've seen 3s and 4s. Yeah, yeah.
You know, and it's big, and the only problem is when you pour it a little bit, it's fine, but then when you get halfway, all of a sudden you pick it up too much and it just comes shooting out. But there are carriages for the big 3-liter, 5-liter bottles that pour it automatically, so you don't end up having all the spillage and everything. But normally for a big party, it's a nice
I
thing.
feel like it's mostly like for show, like decoration.
yeah.
But I mean, I would definitely get into it if I didn't have any wine and I didn't want to drive anywhere. I'd be like, got that one right there. So I would try to have it for show, but it would probably.
So you would buy the Magnum. Let's say you like this. Do they make a Magnum in this?
I don't think
Not in that
so.
one, they do not.
Okay, but do people buy Magnums and keep them around the house because they like that particular wine, and so
Not
they don't?
really.
Not really.
No.
So
That's-
it's a country club thing.
It'll be a country club. It'll be if
A
you have
wedding
And
thing?
have
restaurants, like
New Year's
displays,
Eve
like-
party.
New Year's Eve
A
party.
wedding.
A
The
wedding.
head table would have their big bottle at the table.
Are they
Yeah.
drinking that bottle,
They're
or is
drinking
that
that
they
bottle.
are
They
drinking
can
that
drink that,
bottle?
yeah. They'll drink that
Okay.
bottle.
Okay.
You get a lot of that in champagnes, and you get a couple of them in a Chardonnay, but you get most of them in like a Cabernet or
So-
something like that.
Champagne, definitely. I was in Arlington one time, and it was like the all-you-can-drink mimosas or bottomless mimosas, and they definitely gave us that.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I mean that,
Huge.
and it again, as Tracy was saying, it's a show. So wow, where'd you get that bottle? Because you don't see them everywhere. But the wine, let's say if you did like this and it came in a Magnum, it would last a lot longer because it's a larger bottle, more surface space, more age to grow. Smaller bottle would go bad, you know, who knows when, let's say a couple years, 10 years, whatever, where a Magnum will last 15 years.
So for like I don't want to call this common, but there's nothing common about this product. It's delicious and unique. But for this type of wine, John, when do you have to start worrying about the cork drying?
That one, it's probably going to be good at least for another 5 years.
It doesn't have to lay on its side.
No, I take that back. You're right.
Yes.
You do have to lay it on the side. That is, to age a wine, you can't just take this wine and sit it up. Because what happens, the cork gets no moisture, so the cork dries out, then it gets cracks. Some tiny cracks are good because the wine evolves in the bottle, but when you get too many big cracks, the wine gets too much air and it oxidizes. So this bottle, let's say if it was $100, you now have $100 vinegar because you can't drink
Yeah.
it.
So let's
So you
say,
always have to store wine on its side or upside down.
okay. But you think 2 years, you'd be okay
If
this?
you're standing it up,
if you're standing it up, or you're pushing it?
I think you're pushing it.
Really, a year?
Oh, a year should be fine. It just depending how dry it is where you are, because that cork's going to dry out. The reason you do it on the side is because you get the liquid keeps the cork moist, so it doesn't crack.
So what if you're climate controlled like this room?
It'll last longer.
How long upright?
Standing upright, I would say at least a year for you. I would go
2?
a year. I don't know if I'd go 2, Mike.
Really?
I
Okay.
don't know if I'd go 2.
You know, we should tell the viewers because it was something I never knew when before I started was to if you don't finish your bottle of Cab or any red, I guess, when you cork it, put it back. If you're going to enjoy it the next day, put it back in the refrigerator. A lot of people just leave it out, thinking that's what they have to do for reds, but if you put it back in the refrigerator and then take it out maybe about an hour before you want to drink it, it's perfect and it lasts longer.
Right, and it'll last longer. It'll
than
stay
just
fresher.
sitting out.
It will.
It'll stay fresher.
Yep.
Okay. And how much are we paying for this amazing cab today?
This one will be 16 to 17.
16. That only $2 more, guys, and you're getting a lot of value. And Thousand Stories, is this the extent of their portfolio, or are we missing a few SKUs here?
We're actually missing.
A Malbec, but I can't think of that. I know
They make a Malbec.
They do make-
Interesting.
And that is a cool looking bottle. It's super heavy. And it was actually pretty good. That's the most expensive out of their line, believe it or not, is the Malbec.
Have they come out with a red blend yet?
I don't know. I need to look
That's going to be a
at it.
surprise. We will let you
Yeah.
all know they're thinking and
Yeah.
working on a red blend. It's meant to be out this year, but I don't know exactly what time. So
That's
I'll
fine.
let Mike know in case you all are interested in the red blend.
That's why you need to
Okay.
watch and like. You get scoops like that on this show. smash that like button. This has been an awesome tasting. You guys need to come back. You have an open invitation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would love to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do. What do you think we should taste next with you guys?
I'm gonna taste a little bit more of this.
No, I mean next show, Tracy.
Oh, you know.
But that's fine.
What would you suggest?
You know, there's so many good wines. You know, a fun wine, what we do a lot with, and, you know, just discussing is like, I don't know how many of the viewers like rosés, but we do rosés all day. We're coming into May, June.
Yep.
It's a great time. We could do rosés around the world. You know, we have Portugal,
fun.
California, obviously French from Provence, Argentinian rosés. It's a fun wine, and not all rosés. People may think all rosés are sweet.
No,
They're not.
no.
There are some on the drier
There's some
side.
really neat ones. I think that'd be a good idea because around the world, because most people, they probably just either do California or France, and there's so many that are so good from different places. So
Okay, so we'll do a rosé show with
Yeah.
you
I
guys.
think that would be great.
That'd be awesome. We have a little gift for you guys. Anytime someone comes on the show, we don't like them to leave empty-handed. You guys were kind enough to bring these delicious wines that you're gonna let me keep, right?
Yes.
yes.
Well, and I may have a little more Chardonnay.
Have a
I
little
wouldn't
shard.
want
Help
to say
yourselves.
it's so good.
Help yourselves. Each of you gets a box of lasagna
Yay.
to
Oh,
take
wow.
home.
Thank you.
You know,
That's perfect.
because we thought these wines would pair well with lasagna.
well.
Of
Very
course,
well.
each of you gets a
Thank
box
you.
box of
I love
lasagna.
too. I'm not very good at cooking it, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. But thank you. Yeah, this is perfect.
Thank you.
Yay.
Anytime, guys.
Yes.
Anytime. Thank
Thank
you.
you all for joining us.
Yes, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please comment, please like. We have more shows coming for you. And that's a wrap. Salute.
Salud.
Cheers.